I have ran ads for more than 200 businesses, and some of them are really popular, and some of them Fortune 500 companies. All right, let's get into it. Now, digital marketing masterclass, these things, I wish I knew them when I first started, and I would have been 100 steps ahead from where I am right now. Let's get into it. This video, the whole purpose of this video is going to save you time so you don't make these mistakes when you start. We're going to start with search engine optimization, SEO. I wish I knew the importance of backlinks. Hugely important. I underestimated the power of backlinks when it comes to SEO, guys. The quality of backlinks is everything. Technical SEO is something else. That is important. But the quality of the backlink is going to trump the number of backlinks you have on your website. I wish I knew that. So I was really obsessing about the number of backlinks, how many backlinks I can get. I was going to the freelance sites, Fiverr, Upwork. I was paying those guys really cheap amounts, but they were like spamming those links on Quora, Reddit, non-follow, non-relevant backlinks, right? Because they were showing them as high domain authority, but they didn't matter. What you want is, if you have a fitness website or a e-commerce website, your backlinks should come from e-commerce related high domain authority websites. You have to pay them, and those backlinks are not going to be cheap. Those backlinks are usually really expensive backlinks. And we started, after we cracked the code, we started spending $1,000 on a backlink, on a do follow backlink. But they were do follow, meaning you pay for that backlink and they have to follow you back. It's not like organic social media links which are not non-follow links. And these are super high quality, hyper relevant. You're basically giving Google the signal of, what, this website is, let's say, an e-commerce fitness related, selling supplements, and you're getting the backlink from bodybuilding.com on a really high authority article on a really high authority website, and they're basically telling you, what, this website is super high quality and it is really relevant in that specific niche. If you're getting all the links from irrelevant websites on really spammy directories, it is not going to matter. Of course, it's a signal, but it is going to not matter as much. And the technical SEO aspect is important again, but I wish I knew the importance of backlinks. And with the SEO thing, guys, it is going to take a lot of time, depending on what you want to rank. Let's say you want to rank best sleep supplement over 50. So this is a really, really long tail keyword where it's not going to take you a lot of time to rank this keyword, right? On the first page and even position 1. Probably 1 month, you can easily rank this on a brand new website. But the thing is, you're not going to get much sales with this, even leads, like whatever your goal is. You have a website to either get sales or leads. Otherwise, the website is pointless, basically. Regardless of you're doing affiliate marketing, e-commerce, selling leads, getting those leads, calling them yourself, regardless of everything, you want either two things: sales or leads, right? That's how you make money. Unless you have, let's say, you drive traffic to YouTube and then get monetized and get paid from YouTube, which is not an ideal monetization strategy, to be fair. But the goal is, if you rank for this type of keyword, it's going to take easy. But if you type in best fat loss supplement, that is going to be a hell of a lot of work. Best fat loss supplement. This, guys, will probably take you at least 6 months. But still, I think 6 months to a year is a good mark to rank for this specific keyword. I mean, this is important to know, guys, because once you start from scratch, you need to have a good strategy when it comes to generating that sales or leads. If you're willing to wait that long to rank a keyword and generate sales and leads, that's a different story. But most of you guys want to, and you should want to validate an idea before you pour a ton of gas in it. So that's my point. I was doing all this SEO work, didn't know if I validated my idea, right? Coming up with the MVP, if you know some, Y Combinator or the angel investor channels, or if you're into startups, there's a thing called MVP. What is MVP? Minimum viable product. If you have a minimum viable product and you test that MVP, right? And the idea might be trash, and you will figure that out after you spend millions of dollars, or you figure that out after you spend $1,000. That's the power of having an MVP. That's why if you are bootstrapped, starting from scratch by yourself, having an MVP will save you tons of dollars, guys. That's I wish I knew when I first started, and that ties really well to SEO. The reason being is if you start something and you haven't tested this, your only channel source, only traffic source is SEO. You spend all money on backlinks, and your product is trash, let's say. And then you're not gonna get that, even though you're ranked all the way there, you have a high quality traffic, you're not profitable. After a person uses it, they don't buy it again. Like even you, maybe they don't buy it. There's not a need for that specific product that you're selling, right? That you don't want to figure that out after you spend tens of thousands of dollars. That's the power of MVP, and that's why I never push SEO. Like, of course, I want to rank for my brand name. That's one thing. Like getting recognized as a website when someone searches that. That's totally separate thing. And ranking for really high competitive keywords and having that as a goal is a separate thing. That's why I don't want that. I take that away idea until I prove my MVP. After I prove my minimum viable product by running ads, which is gonna take us to the advertising, then I say, okay, people want this. I am profitable with ads. Now it is time to run some SEO. Let's rank for those keywords because I know this product is viable and people want that, right? That's why I think SEO should never be your first goal. If like everyone's first business idea is going to be, you're going to be thinking this is the one, this is because you never start a business thinking it's going to fail, right? That's understandable, which is, you never, of course, like you don't want to have a kid thinking that it's going to be a failure, right? It's going to go to jail. That's the same ideology, unfortunately. But most 90% of those first businesses are going to fail. That's why investing thousands of dollars to SEO will be a disaster for you, because unfortunately that kid is going to go to jail. That's why I go with, let's start with Facebook ads or Google ads. And there's a good strategy which paid advertising channel you should pick when you want to improve your MVP. I want to cover that part later on, but I want to start with Facebook because that is one of the biggest questions I get. Which channel I should pick? And in big agencies, a person who's worked within like one of the biggest agencies in the country, even the salespeople there, they don't know which channel will work, and they do the sale for the sake of it, and that get passed to account managers, and they go along with it. The client has an idea, yeah, I want TikTok ads, without any justification, reason. They see some competitor there, and then it comes to us as performance people who's running the ads, and we'd be like, this is a disaster. This is not going to work on Facebook or X platform, Y platform, and let's type in Google there, right? So we have to understand the fundamentals of these platforms. Like, what is the intent behind this? Because I can give you examples of every single niche being super profitable on each of those platforms. I mean, those are going to be like every platform is going to have one of those amazing, North Stars that performing like crazy. But it's not the common theme, right? You have to understand you're not going to be that one brand that is doing billions on Y platform, Reddit ads, for instance. That's not going to be the common theme. So you have to look at what is the overall theme. Let's understand the platforms a little bit deeper. Facebook is a push marketing. You're pushing your product and service in front of people, in front of audiences. You're pushing your brand because they're not showing an intent. Maybe they're showing an intent, maybe they're not. You don't know that because Facebook gives you X interest, Y interest. And under those interests, there's 3 million people, depending on where you are, 4 million people, Z interest, 200,000 people. It varies. And there is not a chance all 3 million people in that X interest are about to buy. It is impossible because you're basically not doing them a favor in a way that Google works, which we're going to cover in a bit. You're actually irritating them in a way. So you have to understand that first before you go into that platform. Is your product and service? Because I can give you case studies where all types of product and service are successful, but you have to understand what is the general theme here. Not all of them are going to be interested. So you're basically pushing your product or service to those people, hoping they convert. As opposed to Google, for instance, Google is doing pull marketing and push marketing. But basically, let's start with pull marketing. So you're basically getting people to your product and service who are about to buy, who are actively hungry to buy to your business. That is the power here, or let's say the difference, because not always Google is the all-time, end all be all product or service for your business. The reason being is, as not you and your competitors also know Google is an amazing pull platform. Let's say they search for secondhand cars and they are about to buy a secondhand car. There's going to be hundreds of businesses who want to rank for this specific keyword when they're searching for it. So you're not the only smart cookie there. What happens then, as more and more people search for it, there's competitor A, competitor A, competitor B, competitor C, and this list goes on and on and on. And the more people recognize this, theme of how Google Ads work, they bid more because they want to grab that person who is about to buy, actively looking. Because if you put that on Facebook, you cannot target exactly who people looking for it. You might, there's, let's say, car interest, secondhand car interest you found, and you're showing your ads to those people. Maybe you found that person, but there's going to be a lot of tire kickers on Facebook ads who are not looking for the secondhand car. Maybe they were about to, maybe they just want to learn about the pricing, so on and so forth. You're going to get a lot of tire kickers on Facebook ads. But I'm not bashing Facebook. I'm going to cover why Facebook could be amazing. And this is going to be a lot more competition than you expect. What happens then, you pay, let's say, $20 per click, sometimes $30 per click. On really competitive terms, let's say insurance, you pay $50 per click just to get a click. On Facebook, your cost per click will be $1 tops. Maybe you have really bad creatives, really high cost per 1,000 impressions, $4 you're going to pay. And then you might be thinking, geez, instead of competing with these guys, why don't I go to Facebook? Then you face that problem where you get a lot of tire kickers. So that's why if you want to go with Google, I wish I knew this when I first started. Depending on your business, of course, both platforms could be an amazing channel. You also want to place your retargeting pixel, meaning you place this piece of code into those websites. On Facebook's code, you get TikTok's code, and they allocate data, which ends up happening. Even if you don't run ads, they will start gathering data. After a while, you will be able to use that data that people visiting your website but maybe haven't bought yet. You can target them later on TikTok, on Facebook, on any platform you put the retargeting pixel on. Let's cover where Facebook works and where Google doesn't work. Because there's, usually most cases, both platform works. But in certain cases where I've seen this maybe 10 times, it never works on Google Ads. That is where two niches, niche A, niche B, because I wasted a lot of money with this, guys. I wish I know this. And I want to share with you because this is a little bit advanced than any other information I'm going to give it to you. Let's say, I covered this in one of my old videos as well. Let's say niche B is nutritionist. And this is for Google search. This is fitness trainer. If you have a service or a business where you combine two separate niches and offer a duplicate or maybe like a combined service, and your, let's say, service is unique and you're thinking nobody ever does that. Let's say a lot of people do this, but let's say you have a business where you combine two separate services and offer it, even though you offer an amazing price, it is going to fail like crazy on Google Ads, because a person looking for a fitness trainer, they're going to type in fitness trainer. And once they land on your website, they're going to see you offer both. A person looking for a nutritionist, they're going to type in nutritionist, because on Google search bar, search the keyword in, and your website appears. They're going to see, oh, they do fitness trainer and nutritionist. This is not exactly what I'm looking for. And every single business that combines both services fails on Google search ads. What you want to do, if you have that, you definitely want to run to Facebook ads. If you have a niche, combination of two niches, maybe a combination of two services, it's not about e-commerce mainly, but combination of two services, you have to run to Facebook ads. Facebook ads is amazing because you can showcase that you offer two separate services in one, and you get to show you are actually offering that in a discount, maybe, right? Compared to buying X from this place, Y from that place. Two services, you offer that, and you should go to Facebook, because you have to visually display what you do as a service is an amazing idea. And people seeing this, there's a psychology behind it. I cannot explain it, but simply works on Facebook and fails on Google. That is something that we discovered in my previous agency, which was like a huge discovery, guys. Like from that point on, once we have a business coming in, we never work on Google ads. We just channel to Facebook ads on similar businesses, like combining two services together. And the most important thing is, probably most of you guys want to hear, is e-commerce. If you have an e-commerce business, let's put TikTok ads in here because it's getting big now and it could be profitable as well. TikTok ads. I wish I knew this as well. If your products are cheaper than your competitors, consider Google first, Google Shopping. This has to be cheaper than your competitors. Then you're going to be really, really profitable. But being the cheapest is not always great in terms of your profit margins and being sustainable, because you're paying Google, because you're not going to be cheaper than Temu or Amazon, right? Like their whole business is built upon being the cheapest. So you cannot compete with them. But if your business is considerably cheaper, then you should, let's say cheap here, you should go with Google Ads. If you can produce a lot of high quality video content and you can do this really, really frequently, your first choice should be TikTok ads. A lot of creatives. What do I mean by this? I'm not talking about going to Canva and doing like some edits every once in a while. I'm talking about going out, doing a lot of user-generated content, maybe like 10 different ads a week, even if you're spending $100 a day, and $100 is not a lot, guys, per day. If you produce that, go with TikTok and Facebook. Of course, you can still try with Google Ads, even though you are expensive. People go to your website, they see the quality, they see the brand value, and they convert there. But I suggest you try on TikTok ads and then go to Facebook ads, because TikTok is the most creative heavy platform ever. The ad copy doesn't really exist on TikTok because it appears at the very bottom. That doesn't really appear. So on Facebook ads, though, you get to show your ad copy, which can be powerful for your brand. However, Facebook is less creative dependent. The TikTok, you run out of creatives every single week. Like it just dies off. Even if one's super performing really well, it dies off the next day and the next week. On Facebook, you can have one creative performing really well for like 3 months, 6 months, 4 months, whatever the case may be. The most important thing you need to know, if you are really poor in terms of creatives. You cannot find a user-generated content creator. You want to go with Google Ads, poor in creatives. Creatives meaning images, videos, user-generated content, the editing, the visuals that you can provide. You want to go with Google Ads, because Google Ads, what they do really best is just search for the product. They just pull whatever the case may be for the product title and your product image from your Shopify. Bam, pull it right then and there. You don't have to create anything new. They just pull whatever you have on your product feed, which is awesome if you are poor in creatives. If you have multiple channels running at the same time, what should be the budget split? And if you have been running multiple channels for a while, which of course makes sense to go with whichever platform is giving you the highest ROAS. But if you only look at in-platform return on your ad spend, you will come to a scenario where Facebook reports 6x return on ad spend. Google reports, let's say, 4x return on your ad spend. TikTok reports 2x return on your ad spend. These are hypothetical numbers, but you will understand what I mean in just a second. These guys on Facebook likes to over-report like crazy because they have specific attributions. What do I mean by attributions? On Google, they have data-driven attribution. You can use last click, but default is data-driven, meaning they attribute however they like. Usually it is accurate though. On Facebook, the default is 7-day click and 1-day view. This is the default, and if I was running ads and I had active ads at the same time running on Google and TikTok, I would switch this to last click, meaning 1-day click. If you're confused by it, 1-day, 7-day click, 1-day view means this. If you click on the ad today, they give you a 7-day period and to convert, and they will attribute that sale to Facebook ads, which is crazy if you think about it. Or 1-day view. If you see the ad on Facebook, you do nothing, or Instagram, you do nothing, and buy from a Google ad, Facebook will claim that attribution, which is insane if you ask me. That's why what Facebook does, claims a lot of those sales, even and also if you're doing broad targeting and retargeting, they're gonna attack those people who may be coming from Google ads, and they will give you a really inflated return on ad spend. So if you look at in the backend in Shopify, or you have a third-party attribution tool, you might see 6x ROAS there. That will return an ad spend, right? You will see, oh my God, like this is working amazing. They're like, I'm making so much money with Facebook ads. Like, let me put more money into it. You put more money into it, your Shopify backend doesn't improve for some reason, and then you put more money into it, and then eventually you're negative when it becomes when you look at MER, marketing efficiency ratio. And then if you look at Google Forex ROAS, which be like inside of the platform, Google is not doing so well. I don't know, maybe should I reduce it? And then TikTok, you look at 2x ROAS. TikTok is the worst. Let me pause TikTok. When you look at in the backend, what you will see is, or maybe like Google Analytics. Of course, Google Analytics is going to favor Google products like Google Ads. But in the backend, I will tell you which one is giving you the most proper attribution. Facebook ads, in reality, if you look at the 1-day click, your ROAS will be 1.5x, which is horrendous, which is not good at all. And then if you look at last click Facebook or data-driven, your ROAS will be 2.7 to 4 ROAS. Google will be the most accurate in terms of attribution and the data tracking if you look at analytics or the third-party tracking tools. And TikTok usually hover around, if you have 2x ROAS, 0.5 to 1.2 ROAS. It's still the worst will be in terms of last click will be TikTok. And if your products are super impulse purchases, you can invest on TikTok in TikTok ads. But I'm really not a big fan of TikTok ads unless I have a really cheap product, high profit margins, I have a lot of creatives that I can come up with every single week. That is the only case, and it is not going to be that profitable because it's still not a mature advertising platform. That is one of the reasons why. But you can still make money. That doesn't mean TikTok is bad. For instance, if you live in US, there's TikTok Shop right now, and you can leverage the heck out of it. But in Australia, there's no TikTok Shop, so we cannot use it. So what does this attribution tell us if you have multiple channels? Make the marketing decisions based on MER, marketing efficiency ratio, and also have a third-party tracking tool like Hyros, like Triple Whale, or any other marketing channels that marketing tracking softwares that you can find. Could be cheap. If you cannot find it, go to Google Analytics, which is free, but keep in mind they will favor Google Ads a little bit. It will show Facebook like really bad. But overall, what you will see in the backend in Google Analytics, your Google Ads is actually the most profitable. But it's harder to get new people through the doors from Google Ads. Like, you capture that demand, but you cannot generate demand on Google Ads. You can with quote unquote new products they have, demand gen or Performance Max, by going after new audiences, YouTube ads. But the best platform to do that is Facebook ads. You can generate demand like crazy. If you captured your market share, which is quite unlikely, and you are at a certain rate, Google is tanked, you are really high at impression shares, and the more you money put in, the ROAS drops like crazy. The next platform you should look at scaling, even though you have 1.5-ish ROAS, is going to be Facebook. You want to improve that to a real ROAS of 1.9, which not in platform though, because in platform it will look really good, like 6x, 7x. I'm talking about one day click, 1.9, focusing on going after cold audiences, to audiences they don't even know that had a problem. If your product is a problem-solving product, you're gonna go after those people. They probably don't even know they have that problem, but you're gonna tell them they have that problem, and your product is the solution. This actually gets us to a really popular marketing formula, which in masters they teach this. I don't know about a PhD, but in master's degrees it is really, really popular. There's a really cookie cutter one. I will cover that first. This is the AIDA formula, AIDA, which is the first thing they teach. Probably undergrads, they teach it as well, which brings us to this. With every ad, every copywriting piece, every marketing strategy, they suggest you have that. A stands for awareness, I stands for interest, D stands for desire, A stands for action. So this is the most generic marketing formula or framework that you can find. I mean, nothing really special here, but from that last point on Facebook, we want to create awareness, interest, and desire. That's what we're gonna capture. And if you think about it, what Google Ads grabs is just these two, but Facebook grabs all three, sometimes all four. So that's why your return on ad spend on Facebook is going to be lower, and you have to be okay with that. If you want to see amazing return on ad spend on Facebook ads, that's usually not going to happen, even though you have an amazing product and amazing problem solving product, right? Let's say you have a product that cures baldness for women only. Let's just make like this is a small audience. Not a lot of women are suffering from male pattern baldness, right? Mainly men are suffering from this. So you have a small audience, and what you need to do, so you can capture all the audience that is searching for it on Google Ads, which is action mainly and desire. You capture that audience. What is the overall number of people suffering from this? 100,000, let's say, in the United States, just making it up. But how are you gonna show to other women that they don't know they have that problem. Through Facebook ads, that's the only venue you can do that, or maybe YouTube ads. But Facebook ads is going to be way more effective for you to do that. And you're going to reach to maybe 5 million women that they have male pattern baldness, but they don't know it yet. So you're going to spend all the money to educate that audience set, and they don't even know they have that problem, which is going to be really painful. But you can use this for any type of advertising piece. This usually, a customer usually goes through a cycle: awareness, interest, desire, and then they take action. Another one, which is my favorite, and which is not really well taught in master's or PhD, this is like my all-time favorite actually, and I write my advertising copy for these people, which is, we have a couple of stages of people, and Facebook and Google text certain stages of that formula that I'm going to cover in a bit. So the first one is not aware. So they don't know about anything here. Not aware about the problem, not aware about the solution. And we have a problem aware. So they know there is a problem. They're facing the problem. They're getting bald. Oh shit, I'm getting older now, right? They're aware of the problem. Now, there's a portion of people that are aware of the solution. So we started with not aware. So we are spending money on Facebook ads to capture that audience. On problem aware, they know they have problem, but they don't know what is the solution. They don't know if there's a solution even for women. Men, most people know they can go get a hair transplant, use minoxidil, but most women, they don't know there's a solution, right? They only know the problem. And solution aware, they know the solutions. They know they can get a hair transplant, blah, blah, blah. They know them, but they're not even in a buying mode yet. Number 4, we have a product aware. This is the part where you capture most of the Google Ads traffic. So they know the product, they actively search for that product. They type in, minoxidil if you're selling hair something. Women balding cream. They search for it on Google. You have your product there. All titles optimized. Bam, you capture that audience. You get that right away. That is amazing. But and we have one more, most aware. This is like about to buy really low-hanging fruits. You just, convert that person with just one click. So this is my favorite segmentation when it comes to which platforms work for what, or what type of copy I'm writing for. Because not all the ads are going to work for each stage. Most aware will be most likely a retargeting ad. You can still use this on Facebook ads with retargeting creatives. You can do product aware with, if there's the person is product aware, your copy and ad creative will revolve around how your product is better than your competitors. If they're at the most aware stage, you want to do, let's say, 10% off shipping or some sort of a little nudge for them to take that action. Solution aware, you're going to go after, there's this solution, but solution aware and product aware are super, super close to each other, by the way, guys. So they know there's a solution, but they don't know you offer that solution. So they don't know your brand. They know this hair problem, but they don't know you offer that solution. So what you want to do, build trust a little bit. Build trust. Let's say founder style creatives work really well for this. Founder style. What are those? The owner sits in front of the camera, talks about the brand values, how the product is manufactured, how well they see the results, so on and so forth. So they become aware of your product. And then if at the very top, problem aware but not solution aware, your ads will be more like the TV advertorials. Are you suffering from blah blah hair baldness? Even though you're a woman at a healthy age of 35, No wonder this is really terrifying. When you get out, you have to wear a wig and put all these creams on. But did you know there's a solution for only for women? Blah blah blah. This is the type of ad, and this is the type of script that it has to follow. This is you introduce, you agitate. You have to agitate that problem a little bit. Not aware is more like increasing the awareness for that problem. So it will be more like taking people to an advertorial page. Did you know 9 out of 10 women don't think they have a male pattern baldness, thinning hair, and which is leading to baldness when they're 70, but they can reverse that if they act now. And you might not even know you have that problem yet, but you might, or something like that. You take people to an advertorial page which talks about the problem, and you don't make that hard sell. They click one more time, they go to another page, which takes us to another point, which is advertorials. Advertorial pages, which is a really untapped market due to the sole reason of people being not patient, unfortunately. This works really well for if your product is expensive. If product is expensive. If you are a new brand. If you are targeting not aware audience that we covered. If you fall under to either two, you have to cover two. Either not aware and expensive, new brand and not aware, new brand and expensive, or not aware and expensive. So you have to cover at least two of them at the same time to use advertorials. You see an ad which is mainly looks like a New York Times article. You see on Facebook ads, usually they do it really well, but there's specific channels where you can do that, which is, I will give them here as a bonus, Outbrain and Taboola. These channels are specifically designed for you to generate, and also you can do Microsoft ads, PMax, Microsoft Performance Max. It doesn't work as good as a Google Performance Max, but it more like acts as an advertorial piece, more like an organic piece. And you see on Facebook ads, let's say this is your Facebook, you see that post. Did you know hair loss happens at women at age 39, and there's a woman like crying, sad, and you see this, it doesn't look like they're trying to sell you something. The biggest, and I will cover how they do it, 39, you'll be like, oh shit, let me read the article. You click on it, they take you to a page, landing page, has a big headline, still looks like an article. You don't know you landed on a product page. It is an article. You read down. There are a couple of solutions. They start to introduce the solution after the problem. Still looks like an article. And there's a couple of links. If you want to learn more about it, click this product really helps. More. You click this link. Takes you to the product page. This is advertorial. This is the product page. This is the advertorial page. And in the product page, you properly see the product is built in Shopify, like a proper product page. This is maybe built in landing pages, third-party site, WordPress, doesn't really matter. So the biggest goal, the aim of this advertorial is to warm people up, because the biggest mistake I've seen this, and I've tested this, if it works without taking people to the advertorial page, it flops completely. For some reason, there's a psychological reason probably behind it. When you eliminate this and try to be the smart cookie here, and because you lose, let's say, 20% of the people in the middle from here, let's say you have 100 people click, link clicks you get on Facebook ads. 100 people click, how many people land? Let's say 95. Because let's say it loads slow, usually the page view of this is going to be 95 people viewing the page. And from there, let's say half of it click. Let's say you have a 50% click-through rate, which is huge. Let's just imagine that is the case. 42.5. And let's say 40%, 40 people land on this page. You are trying to be smart cookie and say, you know what, let me eliminate this so I don't lose that 20% here. I get, let's say, 60 people here. But when you do that, the conversion rate on this page drops to 0.1. I don't know, for some reason, guys, people, of course, which is understandable, they don't like to be tricked. So when you trick them here by acting like this is a article, they come here, they see this product page right there, they bounce off. They're like, what the fuck, that's why Facebook is scammy, that's why I don't like it. They report your ad, your cost per 1,000 impression goes up, and you lost there, right? So don't try to be smart about it. Have a proper advertorial landing page. This is going to take time, and this is going to take resources. Separate landing page, and they cannot click anywhere else on this landing page. And then you have to have a not salesy article, genuinely written article. Bam, 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 proper copy. And then you have a link, and there's this new product solving this. So they don't feel tricked. Customers want to feel like they are making the decision. If you force them to do it, like in this case, they're going to bounce off. But if you guide them, hold their hand, and they think they make the purchase, you're going to 10x that conversion rate. After here, they come here, bam, you 10x that conversion rate. Even though they don't convert here, they know your brand now. So it is talking about how your product is solving this problem. Now they are not unaware. Now they are problem aware and solution aware, and they know your product aware. So you're solving a lot of things with this advertorial, and I wish I knew how important the advertorials are. So of course, guys, if you are selling a t-shirt for $20 print on demand, you definitely don't want to use this. Or if you're selling like a fidget spinner or a secondhand shoes, don't use this. If you're selling mugs, don't use this. It has to make sense in a profit margin angle, and your product has to make sense. Or let's say if you want to capture a bigger market share, this has to make sense. And as again, you can do this on Facebook ads, or you eliminate this and use Outbrain and properly take them to advertorial, product page, Taboola, advertorial, product page, Microsoft PMax, advertorial, product page. So this is how you can leverage advertorials. Stick around for the next one because this is going to be really, really good. I wish I knew the power of landing pages. This is extremely important. Whatever you do, you need to have or utilize a landing page. This could be a page on your website, or you specifically build this to convert people. This is going to be make or break. If you do everything right, Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, and you have a terrible landing page, you're going to lose a ton of customers. A ton of people lost, gone, done and dusted. That's going to be terrible for you. You don't want that. What you want to do, guys, is have a well-optimized landing page. There are 3 types of landing pages. Actually, there are 4 types of landing pages. The first one is VSL landing pages. Really popular one. Not a lot of people use it. Usually info products are using it. Info products mainly selling courses and so on and so forth. ClickFunnels is an amazing software that help you create those VSLs, automations. You cannot skip this video until this progress bar comes to an end. That platform helps you do that kind of stuff. I'm not affiliated by them, and anyways. And once you watch this whole thing, this is like a salesperson. You click on the ad, or you click on it on organic results, come to here, and you watch this through the end, and then you're like, oh, you know what? I want to purchase that product. After you watch this video sales letter, VSL is video sales letter, video sales letter. After you watch that video sales letter, you'll be like, you know what? Actually, I'm interested in that product. I'm interested in that training. I'm interested in whatever that person has to say. And then at the end of this, a whole copy appears, whole landing page appears. And it is usually pretty long form landing page, meaning you scroll all the way down and you see the call to action. There's a bunch of call to actions in between those stuff. So this works again really well for high ticket products, high ticket VSL landing pages, high ticket info products, or you want to get them to book a sales call, like a lead gen, let's say. But it's more like a coaching, consulting type of stuff. The second form of landing page is a classic Shopify product page. Product page. This is your classic Shopify or WooCommerce product page. What do we have on this page? You can either make it long form with using plugins like Pagefly and so on and so forth. There's this product image. There's this headline. There's your banner here. Bam, 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 bam. You have your specific offer. There's this product description. There's the other images of the product. There's this testimonials. There's no more video testimonials. And your social media like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, whatever you have there, right? The good thing is you don't have to put so much effort into this. There are really good templates doing this, and you can utilize them, and you don't have to get a lot of plugins, maybe one or two to get like the reviews plugins. That's it. And they convert really well around 3% range. And this, to get a high ticket sale, it converts around 1%. If you want to get them on a call, it converts around 5 to 3%. Not a great conversion rate, but if you are selling a product, you want to aim in a Shopify sense, you want to aim at around 3% if your product is under $100. If your product is over $200, you want to aim at around 1%. Because if your product price goes over $200, it is almost impossible to have a 3% or higher conversion rate. You're going to do upsells, downsells, cross-sells, bundles, but still, if your product is over 200, you're not going to be having a 3%, 4% conversion rate. It is impossible, guys. And then we have a simple lead gen landing page. In this simple lead generation landing page, guys, we have the form at above. We have the headline. We have the form they can fill up and leave their information. There's the headline, the offer, let's say room cleaning, $99, and then you put in the suburb. And underneath that, we have the unique selling propositions, let's say immediate callback, this address, done in 1 hour, and then you have testimonials. The most important thing here, and there's the call to action, or there's another call to action, takes people to this form. So the important thing is we want to have the form above the fold. So we covered, guys, 3 product pages, which actually covers 99% of whatever is out there on the internet. And we have one left, and that's the one that I usually use. If I have an info product, this is for info products under $500. Info product under price under $500. So if it is not expensive and you don't need, sorry, it has to be under, sorry guys. Oops, it has to be under $500. So if your product is not super expensive and under $500, and you're selling your course, let's say not a software, but something in that sense, you're selling that stuff, and then they can purchase it without talking to a person. You don't need a video sales letter, but that is a really long form landing page. So it goes on and on and on. You have headline, CTA here, and you have starting to see testimonials. You go down, another call to action, another product information, they go down, curriculum, they go down, curriculum, another call to action. So this usually goes like 10 pages, guys, pretty long video sales letter, and this is usually a copy heavy landing page style. And we also forgot one, guys, which is almost like a product page or a VSL, exact same formula. They follow this formula or a product page formula, which is for SaaS businesses, software as a service. But there's usually nothing really crazy going on there. Instead of the form we covered for lead gen, instead of the form there's a book a demo usually. They click on it, or there's a button there, they click on it, they land on a book a demo page, they fill up their form, which is a lead gen basically, right? Here, the only difference is the form is not up there. There's no VSL. There's just an image of the product. If it's, let's say, $90 course, $97 course, $200 course, you go down, a lot of testimonials, is the video, is the image, you go down, a lot of testimonials, you click on the button, they take you to a checkout page. So you usually cannot check out on these pages. And then there's the secure checkout page, and there they take that action. These are the landing pages that you will see, guys. And one of my there's no favorite actually. All those landing pages have a specific purpose, and you can make a ton of sales with each of them. Either book sales, book a consultation, just get that person to purchase. And this was a small masterclass, guys. Hope you guys find it helpful, and I will see you in the next one. If you haven't, don't forget to subscribe.